Today we're going to learn how to cut out 4 different shapes and we'll make things out of them. So first we're going to fold our paper in half in a hamburger style. Match the corners and we'll fold it in half one more time in a hamburger style. We're going to color our paper first before we cut them out. Open up your paper and you can grab a crayon or marker or anything you have at home to color with. I'm going to start with the yellow crayon, but you can use any color you want. First, I'm going to trace the lines right there, the crease lines that you see. And then I will start coloring in one rectangle. Doesn't matter which one you start with. Just fill up all the white space. When you're done with one color, go ahead, switch colors and color all 4 rectangles. Now we're going to cut them out into 4 small rectangles. So you can cut paper in half and cut again. Now we're ready to learn how to cut out 4 different types of shapes. You can grab a piece of paper and first thing we're going to do is to turn this rectangle into a square. So 2 sides are longer than the other 2 sides, so we need to trim it off on the right side to make it into a square. It doesn't have to be perfect, you can just eyeball it and then trim off the extra paper on the right side. So now we have a square and a long rectangle. You can grab the next piece of paper. This time I want you to fold it in half in a hot dog style. Match the corners and pinch down the crease line, and let's cut the line right in the middle. Now we have 2 long rectangles, and just grab one of them and we will fold it in half one more time in a hot dog style. And open it up and we're going to cut the line right in the middle. Now we have 2 skinny rectangles. Now with this one, we want to cut out some triangles, but first we need to turn this into a square and a skinny rectangle, just like the first one we did. So I want you to cut some extra line, so you have 1 square and 1 rectangle. We can save the rectangle there. Now we'll be working with the square. I want you to fold it in half in a triangle shape, and we'll open it up and then cut the crease line right in the middle. When you try to fold a triangle, if your triangle doesn't match perfectly, if you cannot match the corners or lines perfectly, it's okay. When you cut the square into 2 pieces of triangle, just grab one of them and fold it in half again, and we will cut the line in the middle to make 2 small triangles. So fold it like that, and then open it up and cut the line in the middle. We want to cut a circle out of the last piece of paper, but first we need to turn it into a square. So just like what we did with the blue and red piece of paper, we will trim off the extra paper on the side to turn the rectangle into a square. But before we do the circle, grab the rectangle and you can cut them into small squares. They don't have to be perfect, just give it a try. Now grab the square. We need to cut off all the pointy corners to turn it into a circle. So what we're going to do is just cut off the corners, 1 corner at a time. Then rotate and cut again. And one more time. So now we have 4 small triangles we can use. So collect those triangles. Okay, it's still not a circle. We still have some pointy corners we need to trim off. I don't want you to cut a big chunk of paper. I want you to cut little at a time to get rid of all the pointy parts. So cut a little bit at a time. Try not to cut a long line around the circle to get a circle all at once. You may end up having a really small, teeny tiny circle that way. Be patient and just trim it off little at a time. Now we have a circle. Mine looks a little bit like oval, but it's okay. If your circle didn't turn out perfectly round, that's fine too. Now what can we make with these shapes that we just cut out? Be creative and think of something that you can make with all the shapes that we have. These are just a few of my ideas, but try to come up with your own ideas. What can you make with all the shapes we have? You can save the shapes in a bag or a container and keep playing, or you can glue down your designs that you came up with.